Hello and welcome to Trongle Park for Mousehole versus WILLAND ROVERS. Today Mousehole are back after their disappointing defeat on Tuesday night, and today is also a special day for the club as it marks the anniversary of the Penley lifeboat, and it also marks a special milestone for a big name at this club. This is Mousehole versus WILLAND ROVERs.
Welcome to the field, Mousehole!
Long before midnight last night, rescue services feared the worst. The lifeboat Solomon Brown already out of radio contact 3 hours, and before that, Coast Guards had heard the Union Star failing to come to terms with a tug offering a tow. But all night they toiled, led by neighbouring lifeboat crews, lifelong friends of those aboard the Solomon Brown.
Billy, what does the Solomon Brown stand mean to this club?
To this club and this village, every small village in Cornwall has a boat that it's attached to, I think, somewhere along the lines with the RNLI. Solomon Brown or the Penley lifeboat is ours. When we lost ours back in 1981, it had a massive effect on the whole community. Even to this day, there's people still in shock by it. When you talk to people around this time of year, everyone's got their memories of it. And it's absolutely massive. I mean, the boys are buried up in the churchyard, look down over the field. Some of them played for us. It's huge in the village, and unless you're part of a village, people probably don't understand from the outside looking in, but it is massive to us, and we're so proud of our boat and everyone that works on it and volunteers on it. It's a huge thing for every small village.
Max, when you first arrived here, did you think you'd be 150 appearances up today?
No, and to be honest with you, I'm not quite sure where the time's gone. Had a lot of great memories at the club. Obviously the people, the players, the staff, people behind the scenes as well that, a lot of people don't get to see. It's been a really good journey so far, so long may it continue.
Can you tell me what this club has come to mean to you?
To be honest, it's my home from home. I never really dreamt of coming down to Cornwall, never visited as a youngster on holiday or anything like this. So to spend, I think it's over 3 years down here now, the time's just flown by.
Thanks, Max. Well, it's half-time here at Trungle Park and the score is Mousehole 3, Willand Rovers 0. A blistering first 20 minutes of the Seagulls saw Ryan Barrett with his first league goal this season, and a brace from Tallan Mitchell means that the Seagulls go in at half-time with a healthy buffer, but there's still 45 minutes left to go in this match, and Mousehole will look to hold on to the 3 points. Well, it's full time here at Trungle Park and Mousehole have put 4 goals past Willand Rovers, and it was a goal from Oscar Massey in that second half which made it 4 for Mousehole, and those 3 points now take us up into the playoff places on goal difference. It's a busy time of the year and Mousehole now have a week to prepare for next week, Bashley away. Julio, great team performance, man of the match for you, how are you feeling?
Feeling good, back to winning ways. We've had a rough patch of form, but the message was to just go out and enjoy the game. Feel as though we haven't been performing our best the past few weeks, but we're definitely looking to turn it around and try and play like us again. So it's a good result. Happy to get man of the match, but it was a very big team performance today. Yeah.
Do you think that there were any faults in that game, or was it faultless?
I think there were a few lapses of concentration, maybe a bit of complacency from myself, and just a couple times throughout the game because we went up quite early. But I think in terms of creating chances and being brave on the ball, I think we did that really well. So I wouldn't say faultless, there's always things to improve, but it was a very good joint performance as well.
How do you now feel that this performance will go on to next Saturday?
I think we should be able to carry it over. It's quite a busy period in December throughout Christmas, and we're just looking to try and get as many points as possible. Obviously, the message was that we don't really need to be chasing points. We just need to get the processes right, and I think we did that quite well today, especially in terms of on the ball. And I think as we get more and more games, we'll just get the processes more and more right, and it will carry on throughout the season.
Thanks, Julio.
Thank you very much.
Jake, back to winning ways. How are you feeling about that?
Yeah, really pleased. Against a really tough Willand side, who obviously we failed to beat in the FA Cup. We had 2 cracks at them, one here. Started the game brilliantly. Started the game like we did on Tuesday. I think that got lost a little bit in the result on Tuesday. We were really good for half an hour. You get a goal as early as we did. I think it was just over a minute. It's a great start. And then to back it up and be 3-0 up after 15-20 minutes, it's a great position to be in. So. But it was really nice because a lot of the stuff that we worked on Thursday and things that we talked about being a bit more consistent across a 90-minute spell, we did. When you're winning comfortably, as we were fortunate too, it's a bit easier. So we've still got to show we can do it when maybe we go behind or things are difficult. And I know they can, but yeah, some of the bits that worked on Thursday and that little bit of sharpness that we lacked on Tuesday was absolutely there to be seen. So yeah, it's a nice feeling.
Was there anything in particular that was changed that brought this result today compared to last week?
Well, like I said, I thought we started well Tuesday, and to score a goal after a minute, that's a big change. You know, that changes how the game feels when you score after a minute. If we'd scored on Tuesday, might the game have gone the same way? You know, maybe. Westbury, good side, but Willand are a good side. But I thought at times with some of the, they had to change the shape, and some of the interplay in certainly in the middle of the park, even when they had the extra player in there, was outstanding. I thought the 2 wing backs gave us so much going forward. I thought Geordie, Meadow and Max were really strong. Ollie did as he always does. I said before, he's the yardstick for us because he's always 9 out of 10, minimum. So we all have to be more consistent. We've gone 5-0 at home, lose 2-0 to a team, that are near the bottom. They won't be, but they're near the bottom, and then we bounce back to win 4-0 against the team that will be up near the top. So we have to be more consistent. So that's something we've talked about a lot, especially as a coaching staff. So we worked on the messaging, being really clear that was important today, and the boys showed that, I thought.
And lastly, 150 appearances for Max Hill. I'm sure you'll agree with me when I say what a player he is.
Unbelievable. Yeah, I'd said before the game, we're so lucky to have him. He's grown so much as a player. Like it's unrecognisable from the player that I saw when he first came down here. He loves it. He's made his place his home, and he's settling down. He's found himself a really nice girlfriend, which can only be a good thing. And he's definitely found a bit more aggression. I don't know if he's just showing off. But he's got so many bits to his game. He'll be learning loads of things off Geordie as well as a more experienced centre half. But I can probably pick a small period of his career where he had a bit of a below par sort of period. But he's been so consistent now for 2 years, just so good. So yeah, we're lucky to have him. He's a great player, great guy. So I'm looking forward to sharing it. I'll see if I can get him to drink a beer. It's unlikely. It's obviously the air's a bit thinner up there when you're 6'5", so maybe it's harder to tolerate it. But we'll see if we can get a beer in him. But yeah, he's a Mousehole, certified Mousehole legend. But we've got lots of boys, and he's one of them that have been here for a long time, and that's so important. That creates a culture that becomes ingrained, and they embody it and they pass it on to the new players. So Maxie's a big part of that with other players. So that legend, top man, can't say any more.
Thanks, Jake. Well done on the 3 points.
Thank you, mate.